Hello and welcome back to Wrestle Dream Project. On this 310 episode of Monday Night Raw, we are live from the most famous arena in the world, Madison Square Garden. And in the main event, we have CM Punk going against Seth freaking Rollins inside a steel cage. In Madison Square Garden, you never know what can happen there, so... Our first match of the night is Jey Uso against Grayson Waller. And, it was a great match. Jey Uso picks up the win after a super kick in the Uso splash. And then at the end of the match, we have Gunther, who comes out and chokes out Jey Uso for the second straight week. And I feel like that adds little to nothing because I'm not really feeling this match at Mania anymore. Logan Paul then comes out to a new theme song, and he cuts a promo, his typical, New York City sucks, all this and that. He calls out Andrew Schultz, the comedian, for whatever reason. Then AJ Styles comes out after Logan Paul is basically just beating up Andrew Schultz once again for some reason. AJ Styles comes out, saves the day. Nice little moment, I guess. Get like that cheap pop for New York City or whatever. Once again, I'm not really feeling this AJ Styles, Logan Paul feud. I don't think either of them needs it. To me, it doesn't matter who comes out on top at Mania, if that's where they're going for. Our next match is the Tornado Tag match between the LWO and the New Day. And I thought it was a great match. It was very fast-paced. My biggest takeaway from this was Chad Gable returning to Raw and in what appears to be a luchador mask. But we later find out that it wasn't him. It was just somebody else that looked like him. And you can see it in the backstage segment. I thought that was great. Very fun to see where that goes. In this next match, we have Raquel against Bayley. And Raquel basically dominates the entire match. I don't know why Bayley is taking so many pins recently. If she's going to get written off, maybe she's going to take just some personal time off. I don't mind that. But, week in, week out, she is losing on NXT, SmackDown, Raw. And I'm wondering what they have in store for her, especially for Mania. If that is like a send-off match for her, or maybe she gets written off before Mania. We'll see. Our main event of the evening is CM Punk against Seth Rollins inside of a steel cage. And this was a great match. Neither competitor went for a pin after maybe 10 minutes. We got our first pinfall attempt. They really went above and beyond, especially using the steel cage to their advantage, knowing that neither one of them wants to escape without hurting the other. Much more. They just kept going and going. I thought that was great. And we eventually get to the finish, which was Roman Reigns. He comes back and he takes out Seth Rollins. And in doing so, he drags him out of the cage, thus giving Seth Rollins the victory. I'm not a fan of that finish, but I did like how Paul Heyman was in the ring with CM Punk while Roman Reigns was beating up Seth Rollins on the outside. We get a look from Roman that's what are you doing, Paul? Come on, you're my wise man. So he goes into the cage, he starts beating up Punk, and that's how the show ends with the OTC standing tall, Paul Heyman kind of looking scared in the corner, CM Punk laid out in the middle of the ring, Seth Rollins laid out on the outside of the ring. The cage is still, lowered. They haven't picked it up yet. I think it added to the physicality of Seth versus CM Punk, and also having Roman Reigns come back and take them both out while Paul Heyman's looking scared in the corner. I think we're heading towards a triple threat match at Mania. Not a fan of that, really, but it's whatever. I think it should be Seth against Roman, just them two. I don't think CM Punk is needed. I also believe that I think in about a couple months, Paul Heyman's definitely gonna uh, pull that favor for CM Punk, and I think CM Punk is gonna end up getting a title shot, maybe at SummerSlam. And if that's the case, CM Punk has to win his WrestleMania match. Well, that's my review of this week's Monday Night Raw on Netflix, live from Madison Square Garden. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next week.